All right, let's talk about the world of Kanye West. It is singular, it is chaotic, and you just can't look away. We're going to go past the headlines today to really get into the core paradox of a man who is obsessed with control, but who might be losing it where it matters most. It's a story about a public apology, private power plays, and a whole new generation that's ready to write its own rules.
So let's get right into it, because this is the big question, right? After all the controversy, the anti-Semitic remarks that got him totally deplatformed, he's back with an apology. But what is it really? Is this a guy who's genuinely had a moment of clarity, grappling with his mental health and asking for forgiveness? Or is this just the most calculated, high-stakes marketing stunt of his career?
To even begin to answer that, we have to look at the main event. This was his biggest move to try and reshape how we all see him. And look, this wasn't some late-night tweet storm or a rambling video. No, this was a deliberate, expensive, full-page letter in a major newspaper. This was designed for maximum impact.
And you know, the words themselves, they're pretty powerful. He talks about losing touch with reality, about a problem that just got worse and worse. He says he deeply regrets what he did, apologizing not just for the anti-Semitic comments, but to the Black community too. I mean, on paper, it really looks like a raw, complete admission of guilt.
But he doesn't just stop at, "I'm sorry." He gives an explanation, a root cause. He says the whole thing was because of a severe, 4-month-long manic episode. He links it to his bipolar type 1 diagnosis and even traces it all the way back to a brain injury from that crazy car crash 25 years ago. So he's not just apologizing, he's building this whole medical case for us to understand it and maybe even excuse it.
Okay, but here's where things get interesting. The timing. This is where everyone's suspicion really kicks in. This massive, heartfelt apology, this detailed medical history, it just happens to land days before his brand new album, Bully, is set to drop. You just can't ignore that. It makes you wonder, was this about clearing his conscience or just clearing a path to sell some records?
And the album's whole theme just adds another weird layer to all this. So according to Kanye, the name Bully came from his son, Saint, who got into a fight at school. It's a really strange thing to embrace right now, isn't it? He's trying to sell this image of a guy who's healing and regrets his aggression, but his comeback project is literally named after an act of schoolyard dominance.
So let's see how this all connects, because this whole theme of control, it doesn't just stop with his public image. It seems to flow right into his private life, especially with his wife, Bianca Censori. And what we're hearing paints a really stark and kind of troubling picture.
It's like a tale of two diets. On one side, you've got these reports that Kanye is micromanaging Bianca's life down to the last detail. A firm diet, monitoring her food, her exercise. But then, you have people saying they've seen Kanye himself looking puffy and sluggish, eating fried chicken and mac and cheese, and hiding his own body in these huge hoodies. It's a pretty wild double standard.
Now, just to add some important context here, we have to understand the diagnosis he's talking about. People who live with bipolar 1 describe severe manic episodes in terrifying ways. This perspective right here is so powerful. The idea that you literally don't remember what you did because you feel like you're not even in the driver's seat of your own brain. It doesn't excuse anything, but it definitely complicates how you can judge someone's intentions. And this is where the story gets really ironic. So you've got this guy putting all this effort into controlling his public image, his comeback, and, reportedly, his wife's daily life. And yet, the one place where his famous need for control seems to be totally failing? It's with his own kids.
I mean, we all remember how loud he was about his daughter, North. He was so against her being on social media, especially TikTok. He made it this huge point in his public arguments with Kim, saying he was just a father trying to protect his daughter and control her online presence.
So, how did that battle for control work out? Well, North, who's just 12, recently went live on Instagram. And she wasn't stirring up drama or anything. She was just talking to her fans about her passion. She literally told them she had to go because she had to make some more beats. I mean, she is building her own brand on her own terms, right under his nose. It's kind of brilliant.
Oh, and it's not just North. His son Saint now has a YouTube channel. But you gotta look at the rules. This isn't Kanye's version of control. This is all Kim Kardashian. There's a strict contract. No personal family info, Saint can't film when North is in the studio, and the biggest rule of all, every single video has to be approved by Kim. The person controlling the next generation's story is not Kanye anymore.
So what we're seeing here, in real time, is a new family story being written. This new generation, they were born in the spotlight, and they're starting to take control of their own narratives. The rules for this new chapter are being decided, but not by the guy who used to be the only one holding the pen.
And according to Kim, things have actually gotten better between them. She says they talk now about North's music career and that respecting his opinion is important. It really seems like North's ambition is forcing her parents into a new kind of reality. You have to wonder, is it a real partnership, or is it just Kim managing him by giving him a seat at the table she now runs? Either way, things have definitely changed.
And this, right here, is the ultimate Kanye West paradox. He is spending so much money and energy trying to rewrite his own story, to control his legacy. But at the exact same time, his own kids are out there, powerfully and very publicly telling their own stories, building their own futures, completely off script.
So I guess I'll just leave you with this final thought. As Kanye fights this huge battle to control his own narrative, what if the fight is already over? What if the real, defining story of the West family, the one we'll all remember, is no longer being written by him, but by the kids he can't control? Maybe the most powerful legacy he'll leave is the one that's slipping right through his fingers.